ECSTATIC and see what can they do. I didn't really know what to expect actually from them coming into this event, but as the desk has said, they've impressed us a little bit. Good win earlier on this morning.
Yeah, some young Danish talent, of course, always a tantalizing prospect here as we head on to Anubis.
Indeed, map 1 for the final series of the day, and Anubis is going to be where we will find our feet. Complexity on the T side. And ECSTATIC to kick things off with Talazar in mid, USP in hand. He's helped out by Crown. It's a shooting gallery, and Grim has just absolutely clotheslined Crown.
Oh, and he's done the double as well, so this really opens up the map now, but I think they are on similar wavelengths here. They make their way slowly through up. Dark in the mid round now. It's a bit of a guessing game for ECSTATIC.
Yeah, kraghen might be looking for a little bit of info there, but not really getting a whole lot, unfortunately, for the CT side, which will allow FaNg and Grim into the A-bomb site quite cleanly. And they've actually opted to progress a little bit further forward. I don't mind this from Grim, right? He's got to find a way to get a bit of damage done early on in the round. He's got the HP. Might even almost consider this one a 1-on-2. Playing it like it. Spotted out, but FaNg able to get that job done pretty comfortably with the Glock. And so kraghen, the last alive now for ECSTATIC, has also been spotted pretty early on in this clutch. So he'll waste no time charging forward. Headshot onto FaNg. How much more can he get? Nothing against Grim, who secures 4 for the pistol.
Great heads-up play from Grim upon taking the site to clear heaven, give them some space, give them some breathing room once that bomb plant goes down. Double steps along with FaNg to just clear everything out. Tough position for kraghen to be in.
Yeah, investment coming through for ECSTATIC. They've even managed to get a FAMAS together. So Crown has definitely played the money man role here.
We're in for a bit of a wild ride, I think, in this round.
Yeah, you'd think so, but lacking head armor on the CT side is a bit of a problem when there's maNkz around and Galils.
Yeah, Complexity opting for contact play over everything else at the moment. Just seeing if they can catch out some CT aggression.
Information gathering happening for ECSTATIC. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. But ultimately, it's Complexity to try to pick the pace up a little bit. Molotov forces anyone away from Dark, and JT takes control of that area of the map.
Yeah, they've got some presence to deal with here at Long as well with Grim. If he can find an opening into this site, well, he makes the job of Complexity that much easier. He spots out one. Back of sight. They've all reset to very deep positions here in the site. They're going to have to dismantle this the hard way.
Rotation's coming across, though, from ECSTATIC. And, well, now that the smoke fades, Complexity will make their way into the bomb site, and so far, no problems, really.
Okay.
Crown does have something to say, but ultimately, trades are good enough from Complexity. That's a nice shot. Unfortunate for ECSTATIC, the FAMAS didn't really get to come into play until the 3-on-1.
Fortunately, at the wrong side, so kraghen now repositions. Has to try and isolate 2 1v1s, and Floppy's got the info now.
Oh, but Floppy's dead. So it's a 1v1, and FaNg stoically holding. Has got it done. That was a little bit close for comfort, I'd say, for Complexity. Should prompt the save round for the CT side here, though. So we've got a bit of time to chat, it seems like.
Yeah. Seems as though they're going to just head into a slight tech for the moment. So they won't get the chance to discuss it. But yeah, we will. I think the incentive's there potentially to buy it.
What are your thoughts on the whole discussion around ECSTATIC and their long day, right? They had to play a massive series earlier this morning. Started at 10 a.m. It's now 7 o'clock. So they've been here all day long, and they've got a whole best of 3 ahead of them.
think the question is, have they been here all day long?
Well, I believe based on what they said in the interview with Conky, the answer was yes. They went back to the player rooms and chilled, just much like what Complexity is doing right now.
It's definitely going to take a heavier toll than it would be on Complexity.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think we saw obviously what can happen when you go back to the hotel and have a nap. Bad News Eagles were citing that as a bit of an issue for themselves yesterday.
Yeah, like I said, the bad snooze Eagles.
The bad snooze Eagles, indeed. But they still managed to make their way to Sunday. Complexity are hoping to join them.
Yeah, they've got this series ahead of them, though. And believe me, ECSTATIC is certainly not a team that will roll over easily, as we saw in their previous matchup.
Yeah. Yeah, they fought very hard in that one. Very nearly went down to EG as well, but not the case. Still no investment from ECSTATIC in this round, so should be relatively straightforward for Complexity. Moving their way through the map pretty quickly here. JT up canal into a dark.
Trying to give themselves a little bit of space. As I said, the incentive for investment was there from ECSTATIC, but they've opted just to upgrade some pistols, see if they can do some damage. If they can pluck an AK or two away from Complexity, that's going to bode very well for them as they head into the gun rounds. But execution here onto this B site, it's going to be difficult for ECSTATIC to do too much.
That's a really nice smoke, isn't it? Just cuts off anyone that was thinking about looking into the bomb site. One piece of util and you've pretty much got the site.
Yeah, you can't play around that. So it's potentially just for exits. Although I'm looking at the line of CTs. It's a clear exit plan for Complexity, and I just don't think there's going to be too much here. They may stick around to try and let them die after the timer. They're going to try and keep them in this site.
Good shots coming through from the maNkz, farming up a bit of cash. Kraghen, though. 5-7, thought he might be able to get a bit more done there. Still a couple of kills in that round. Nice. These have been by no means clean from Complexity.
Yeah, the only positive there was the fact that the AKs that they had remained standing at the end of the round. So heading into the gun round now, of course, Salazar on that AWP is going to be a key difference maker for them. There is no direct competition for Complexity at the moment. They're opting for a faster and mobile setup. Who's going to try and take the duel at mid?
Oh, not even that.
Oh, no.
It's the push out from Dark. And Nodios has two. Kraghen was there to assist. The flash came in from maNkz. And Ecstasy. Really for ECSTATIC in that first gun round.
Definitely some blood in the water now. How do they reaggress here, Complexity? Oh, Kraghen not quite finding the timing on that, but was close to the target. They've got the luxury of just sitting back here at the moment.
Yeah, don't need to do too much, do they? Complexity are having a bit of a look in toward mid. And we are starting to see Salazar come across to ensure there's no funny business happening. Wow, with only 3 members left here for Complexity, without too much util to work with. Looks like their days are numbered in this round. Salazar will put another one in the bag. And he even legs Grim on the way through to the A-bomb site, so it should be pretty straightforward now for ECSTATIC. And it is. 5 guns alive in the first gun round, Jim. Good start.
It's exactly what you want if you're a CT. And they can reinvest in everything that they wanted. Complexity, on the other hand, they have to make a few concessions. What's available, and they're already reduced to Galils. This aggression, straight out of dark into water. Heads up play from ECSTATIC. Just gave them so much breathing space in that round. Wonder if Complexity are going to be once bitten, twice shy. Already, they're doing the same thing again.
Oh, yeah. Obviously, the same kind of success for ECSTATIC right here. Very aggressive in through dark, aren't they? Complexity are going to have to start to adapt toward that, and they do, but Kraghen will line a couple up. Just not giving up that fight, are they?
Certainly not. And they're here to let Complexity know as well. What can FaNg and JT do here to try and salvage something for complexity? There has been an investment, so there must be a return. Going to try and progress their way into this A site. FaNg needs to try and create some space on his own here because JT certainly doesn't have the HP to take a duel.
Molly in, FaNg as well. Banging the head off of kraghen. That's what complexity needed. But they still don't have too much time to work with here, and the wrap coming through from kraghen could be the difference maker. One, but not two. FaNg's looking sharp on this map. He won't beat Salazar to B. And that is going to be a problem.
Yeah, bread and butter shot for him as well in the end. No utility to try and create any space. So ESCTATIC off to a decent start. Nice reply as well. So they've managed to claw back two after complexity's decent start. Complexity just going to go back to a pistol buy, I suspect here.
Yeah, money's not really very good on the T side at the moment. ESCTATIC are going to start to flourish on this CT side, aren't they? They've looked really good so far. And with an opportunity to start to build more money. Going to be feeling free, confident. maNkz in the position to receive the push. Flash does not connect, and so that'll be a problem for complexity. maNkz and kraghen, in fact, getting themselves involved in this round early.
Didn't really have any support at the door, did he? Just flying solo dolo. JT. Just the P shooter to little effect. Wasn't really anything in that round for complexity. A single tech 9. It's not really a whole lot of volition there from complexity. But let's just see what they bring to the table in this round.
A tactical pause for complexity. It's pretty early on in the piece, but things have started to take a turn for the worse.
I want to try and mull this over.
Not a bad time to pull one out.
I mean, ESCTATIC, on the other hand, they're getting aggressive in some of these areas of the map where complexity are actually trying to take early control themselves. I mean, we've seen them take control of Dark straight into water, what, twice now? In succession, in successful attempts as well. It's really, really dictated the early round.
Off we go again into another gun round. What does complexity have to offer us on this map? Want to get FaNg involved early.
Yeah, they're a little bit more deeply set this time too, complexity. They're waiting that push in the mid. It's not going to come. Not now. You can tell though, there is an eagle eyes set firmly on connector. I'm looking for some CT aggression here actually out toward long, so this could be a problem. Grim doesn't want to be isolated, but he has no choice. That's great proactive play from ESCTATIC. They've taken control of B long. They have the opportunity now to clear that out. They are going to rotate back towards the middle of the map and towards A, but Floppy has to go. He's trying to create some space now.
He's doing a good job of that, but he needs more and can't quite find it. kraghen settles it toward the A bomb site. That is going to catch Salazar off guard. kraghen does not want to put a foot wrong here because he will be ripped to shreds with only 22 HP.
I mean, also had full commitment of CT rotation. That bomb has rerouted itself back through spawn.
Yeah, complexity's working their way towards B. It's the right choice. Holzerk and Nodios. Bit of a timing, and Holzerk with the raw adjustment will get himself 1 and 2. And that more or less shuts the round down.
That's it in the bag.
Yeah, he gets away with a fair bit there, doesn't he?
Yeah, it was all on that heads-up play from Floppy, though. as soon as the aggression was taken on Grim, Grim knew he had commitment from 2 CTs out B long. That spurred Complexity into action toward A. And then they were able to double their way back through. So it's a good set of working conditions that Complexity have been able to fashion themselves. Queenix.
Yeah, this is going to be awkward now. That's out into the A-bomb site, but Holzerk is waiting.
What a round. What an instrumental round for them, because that puts CT Economy on, well, it's not on the rocks, but it's going to be asking questions down the line. It's going to put Salazar on that AWP to try and counter Holzerk. They've finally got the big green in his hands as well. But if he's fashioning rounds like that with the SIG, well, probably able to pick up anything. This is a bit of a faster take, though.
Yeah, AWP's out this time for Complexity. Holzerk very quickly posted on the line into the B bomb site, but Util's going to force Complexity back away. Ooh, and that is a shot and a half.
And heavy is the head that wears the crown.
Truer words never spoken. Complexity, though, not playing very quickly at all on their T side, are they? They are really exploring all that time. Even when they get their opening pick, they're not looking to accelerate anywhere.
They're set up for CT aggression, though, in mid. Going to break that boost silently, though. They don't want any CTs getting that info. They know that there's usually a player playing aggressive through water or connector. Out on a bit of an island here, Nodios.
Well, that is not going to be a very friendly local on the island.
Savage.
Indeed. And at this point, ECSTATIC might be thinking about saving on the A bomb site. Bomb is headed toward B. So you'll take 3 guns through if you're the CT side here, but feels bad to give up another round.
Absolutely no interest.
And in fact, Complexity are starting to have a bit of a look. So let's not just count our guns before we get into the next round.
They're slowly being roped off, aren't they? It's closing time. Salazar, he might just start to give away some information shortly. He misses that shot. So now they're under a little bit of pressure to hold on to these weapons. Complexity aggressing from either side.
Yeah, they want them, don't they? Complexity not looking to throw guns away themselves. There's a good start. FaNg gets maNkz and Salazar. He does hit the shot, so that enables him to keep the AWP alive into the next round, but Complexity are up to 5.
I think the real cherry on the pie, though, for Complexity was the fact that they reduced them to 2 weapons saved and not 3. That really puts pressure on the economy.
Tactical timeout now from ECSTATIC.
Yep, tools down for the moment.
Their first of the game. Complexity had to pull one out earlier, and it actually did result in a couple of rounds going their way. Maybe ECSTATIC can have that same success.
There's not really too much they can put together around these 3 saved guns. I think they're, at this point, just going to allow Salazar to be the Pied Piper. That AWP. Yep, so no investment here from ECSTATIC. This is just faith in the weapons that they have. So early aggression out of Complexity again towards B-Long. They just want a presence shown there.
It definitely looks like Complexity have got some faith in their weapons as well, Jim.
Yep.
Always looking to take these duels into B.
Yeah, Floppy's also dealing with aggression out of ECSTATIC. Out of A as well. So A main was where they were trying to put pressure on him.
Oh, Well, maNkz with the USP is not feeling too great about things, neither is Nodios, but that's spotted the info at least. JT, though, will shut him down, and hey, maNkz does get one, so I'll give him some credit there. For Salazar and Queenix, there's not a whole lot to say about the rest of this round. They'll be hoping to save their guns again, which is starting to become a bit too familiar territory for ECSTATIC.
It's starting to feel a little bit like Save Simulator. Not sure what that was.
Are you serious? Did you not hear it?
No.
And they said Jame time.
By the round. Well, they save those two weapons again. That's what they wanted to take out of the round. Now they've got a few more options. They can make this CT economy try and start to work for them a little bit. They're going to need to. They don't want to let complexity start to put a fair bit of distance between them.
That distance is being built, but I mean, it is Anubis T side, you know, so I think Complexity will be happy to pretty much take as much as they can get right here. And ECSTATIC safe in the knowledge as well that going on to T side, things might get a little easier for them. A lot of control around boat this time for Complexity, but nothing really much toward B main, for example, so we might see a push out there from ECSTATIC. It appears that that will be the case, and that's a fair bit of info for them gathered.
Yeah, we've seen a few of these plays now from ECSTATIC, just getting information, but again, this just spurs Complexity into action towards A.
Yeah, Queenix can't do too much about it. Decent util usage coming through with that nade, but it doesn't actually end up doing much damage. And FaNg, I mean, he really has been on a tear on this map. That'll continue in this round. Oh! Okay, no scope from Salazar.
I think that was just a blind reply through the smoke.
Yeah, that round just really had it all, didn't it?
He's like, I'm just going to take a shot here. It's a victimless crime.
Okay. Zerk drops an AWP. This should be retrieved by Complexity at some point, but these CTs are quite close by still, so some damage could be done, and there it is. JT down to the hands of Salazar. But Complexity want to continue to challenge, and so Nodios will go down as well.
Yeah, losing CT weapons is not favorable for them still. The loss bonus really not covering all of the losses, so ECSTATIC trapped in this endless loop. Fire coming through is a little bit neither here nor there, but it's certainly workable for ECSTATIC. They've got the weapons that they need. They've got that MP9 on Queenix, who's really going to have to try and close down the angles. Again, we're seeing a proactive CT push through. What's worked for them in the past. They're trying it again. However, Complexity, they're going to try and poke their noses into B. It's met with stiff opposition. They've been snuffed.
Yeah, great start from ECSTATIC in this round. Has been kind of slow in the last few rounds from ECSTATIC. They haven't really been able to get too much on the board. But this is their chance to get back into the map and start to rejoin that conversation. JT, he's got Queenix, and maNkz is making noise, but JT caught with a nade in hand. Can't lock down the A bomb site. You could see the thought process. If he gets that smoke down, calls Complexity across, they can get the bomb on A and play out the post plant, but just needed the gun in the hand for the aggression or from the pick up of the pace.
maNkz was hell-bent on getting that trade as well.
Indeed. Floppy and Zerk are slowly working their way through mid, though. Right into the crosshair of the AWP, which won't connect. Salazar now is going to have to reset himself because Complexity are on their way toward B. And there's a low HP Crown over there. Floppy could very easily wisp him aside.
Some very big angles to try and cover here, though. That back of sight's their primary concern.
Oh, well, there it is. Cost Floppy a lot of HP, but this actually does allow a bomb plant, you'd think. Maybe not anymore with that second kill coming through from ECSTATIC.
No way.
He wants to show off a little bit here, but he doesn't know there's still a player near Ninja. And that is going to be the end of Hallzerk. Bomb plant does at least go down for Complexity, but that's that. 4 on the board for ECSTATIC.
Nodios says no bueno. But they do get the bomb plant though. That's going to keep things nice and healthy for them. As you can see, their money's starting to ball out of control. But this should bring things back just a little. ECSTATIC really haven't been comfortable on this CT side so far. Complexity continually putting in a lot of effort around the map to try and make things very, very difficult.
And with that said, one round does not a half make for ECSTATIC. They need to put a few on the trot together. Complexity, of course, able to buy back in. They've been so solid on this T side so far. They've built up the bank. They'll continue to pressure ECSTATIC over toward B main early in the rounds. Hallzerk is walking into the sightlines of Salazar, and that's a mistake.
Salazar will take that every day of the week. Now they've got to try and work out what the alternatives are at the moment. They're just trying to get that boost going in mid. They can't. The smoke will remain. maNkz with this off angle at doors is going to try and play a high stakes game of ring around the rosy.
Very nice from maNkz. It's the double AWP that Complexity were not ready for. And it's worked out. It's gone peachly. 1v5 for Grim. Not much to play for in this round.
Situation explains itself. So, 40 seconds left. His primary concern, I would have thought, would be potentially be doing some damage here to the city economy, but if you actually start to look at Complexity, they've whittled down their own loss bonus quite a bit. So
yeah, they're only on the second round loss bonus, and it's not really going to be enough to get a full buy across if the gun's not saved.
Yeah, so they're in a pretty precarious position. They're going to have to mull over what they want to do with it.
What have they got? 4.9 for Grim and for Floppy. 3.8 for FaNg, 3K for JT, and 1.9 for Hallzerk. So,
not a lot of options.
Yeah, it's not. I don't think you see the buy through here from Complexity. Maybe you can throw in an AK from Floppy or from Grim, but
well, I mean, they're going into it.
Yeah, I was going to say, I expect a half buy here, if nothing else, from Complexity, but they have actually opted to fully invest.
Draining the tanks in doing so. So 3 AKs, Tech 9 and a Deagle. They're going to need to deal with this heads-up CT aggression, though. That's what they've struggled with a little bit. How they've tried to answer it is with aggression at the other side.
Well, faster play in the direction of A.
That's a great grenade, just fraction too early. And that'd have been half a second later. May have collected far more damage. But look at this, they're aggressing through. maNkz has got a lot of confidence.
Yep. Does spot the first one and just gets out in time as well. maNkz here with an MP9 is maybe not so perfectly poised to make a difference, but we'll see if he gets the timing right. That's going to be the big difference maker. Double kill from queenix. And maNkz is there as well to grab one. So Complexity, they're not clean into the site, but they are in the site.
And now they need to get this bomb plant down. So ECSTATIC are going to reroute themselves a little bit here. Oh, that's not going to help though.
That's a nasty frag from JT. And FaNg's the other player alive, who's been leading from the front for Complexity. This is a very winnable 2-on-2. And a round that could really pay dividends later on in the map if it goes the way of Complexity. ECSTATIC do not want to let that happen, and now it's on to JT. His position now known, but at the cost of a life, it won't matter. The Salazar locks it, and ECSTATIC will get their 6th. They're working nicely through this CT side now.
Even though they took heavy losses in that win, their economy's relatively decent still, ECSTATIC. And they're happy for the rounds at this stage. That's what they came for. That's what they want. So you're going to see them start to contest a lot of these late round scenarios. Complexity, well, I mean, they're going to have to put their thinking caps on. It's back to pistols for this round. It's actually been a quite healthy City side from ECSTATIC so far. May just yet get healthier. That's a great piece of utility.
Yeah. Momentum has certainly shifted in the favor of ECSTATIC, hasn't it? Complexity can still right the tail end of this story in the half. FaNg's opened it up. Nodios splashed fully. But there's just madness happening in mid and in dark as well. And that is just an absolute mess of a round. But ECSTATIC do come out with a bit of an advantage after the flurry of frags. Floppy is not slowing down. So now it's on to Grim solo. He's been spotted, tries to plant the bomb. Will get away with it. kraghen is a stray gust of wind away from death. This could be big. Crown needs to win this duel and can't. Oh no. It's on to kraghen, who's only got 2 HP to work with, but he's got the timing and the positioning.
He's found the angle, he's found the AWP, and managed to avoid the stiff breeze. 7-7
apiece. Equalizing scoreline. ECSTATIC have been stoic in this first half.
Well, everything goes into this round. Some of these fights on the sides are actually quite scrappy. A lot of broken play at the moment, but Complexity, they were thriving in those scenarios, but I think ECSTATIC have started to work them out a little bit. They've actually gone aggressive again, straight up the gut.
Oh, first couple of exchanges do go the way of Complexity. They've got the man advantage for the first time in a while. Push out from B main for Crown. The timing is perfect. He wasn't spotted, and he's going to continue forward. ECSTATIC are looking for info in multiple directions, but FaNg will have a freebie onto kraghen, and that drives the nail a little bit deeper in the coffin of this round.
Yeah, I would have thought the CT repositioning could have caught Complexity off guard, but that does not help their cause whatsoever. In fact, Crown nearly gets caught out.
Yeah, but he's done actually pretty well. Pretty well indeed. He's found 2 out of absolutely nowhere. Put it into a winnable spot for ECSTATIC again. And with Crown coming through from main, Salazar through from CT. The 2-pronged approach for Complexity. They have multiple directions to watch, not to mention canals as well. So it's a little bit awkward, but they've doubled up in dark. And ECSTATIC are burning that time down. Smoke is available to toss onto the bomb. Maybe ECSTATIC can look for the smoke defuse. At this point, though, it seems like wishful thinking. Salazar, smoke into dark. He's trying to draw the peek through. There's a flash and a swing, but still one member to deal with, and so Salazar has to sit. He doesn't have time for the defuse. 2 nice shots, but he won't win the round, and 8-7 at the end of the half is the scoreline, favoring Complexity. The scoreline is as close as it could be at the halftime break. Complexity leading 8-7 over ECSTATIC here. First map of the final game of the day here at ESL Challenger Melbourne. One of these teams says goodbye tonight. The other progresses forward tomorrow. It's playing against Movistar Riders in the second semi-final. It'll be a big day tomorrow. But first, we've got to get there. The question is, Jim, who is going to get there?
Well, that'll be decided in more than just this map, but it will get one of these teams off to a fantastic start. Already, that drop into water has been eliminated, and it's actually opened up a timing for compression onto B.
Yeah, good shots in from the players in dark there for the CT side, but not enough to stop ECSTATIC from getting the plant, getting control of the bomb site. Salazar is now waiting with a USP. He's spotted out FaNg. Two players, though, on the swing means a trade for Hulzerk. And Grim looking to have his own impact. Will take the duel against one more. kraghen is spinning all over the place, trying to figure out where he needs to look, and it's up to Nodios now solo. Time is of the essence, actually, and ECSTATIC might still find a way to win this round. Defuse is on. Nodios was not expecting Hulzerk. Close. And so Complexity get around, and Grim gets to have a good time.
They weren't expecting Hulzerk to close the angle. But that he did. They do get the bomb plant, so they've got some options here, and they're going to go for it with the maNkz. 3 maNkz. That good little.
Yeah, well.
4 maNkz. Even better.
2 players lacking head armor for Complexity. Might be a factor.
Seeing similar play coming out of Complexity now as we saw with ECSTATIC. However, that Molotov is going to be a real pain. maNkz has opened up, and now, Grim, it's back and forth for the moment. They're trying to press their way into this B site.
Grim needs help. He really needs help, and he really needs it badly. Does still well to get himself another one. 3 is almost heroic from that position. And it keeps Complexity in this round, where otherwise it looked like they should have just been absolutely battered out of it. FaNg pushed away by the molly.
I think the fact that they had only maNkz to enter into that side allowed Grim to do some handiwork with that M4, but the timer starts to tick down now.
Floppy's got a smoke, and that's going to be nice. Tossed into main.
I have to get on it quickly.
Yeah, no defuse kit. They've got to do it. They've got to get some work done here quickly, and unfortunately, they're not really drawing out the T-side players just yet. maNkz can't hold on for the double, but he does enough to win the round, and so Complexity will be sent packing in round 2.
Well, they just close the gap further here, ECSTATIC. And they're looking good on their T side. They need to start to put rounds together, though, because that's really going to put Complexity on the back foot. And they've got a chance to start doing that now with the economy not necessarily the best it can be. M4, Scout, MP9, Deagle, and a 5.7 to complete the bingo card.
Yeah. Well, Complexity have got numbers over toward B, but ECSTATIC, very default setup from them. Player watching B main, player watching mid, couple in canals, watching dark, and then one watching A as well. Just kind of trying to suss out what Complexity is going to bring to the table in this round.
Oh, Hulzerk.
It was close to pretty good timing.
Yeah. He waited. He was patient. The timing didn't deliver, though.
And JT, though, is creeping his way forward and getting info into canal. So this could start to become a cause for concern for ECSTATIC. Damage done onto Salazar. Lots of noise being made mid. Complexity on the rotate. They're completely giving up B. But that'll mean they're faster to A. No entry frags going the way of Complexity, though. Both of them for ECSTATIC. And even though Grim gets a pretty quick 1 or 2, the round still looks difficult for Complexity. Grim's hanging around for more. Desperate to find an angle with that Galil. Has he bitten off more than he can chew? Bailed out of trouble a little by FaNg, but in the end, it ends up being another round for ECSTATIC.
He didn't have the bullets. And unfortunately, he couldn't isolate any angles either, so that was a very difficult round. Static. They've drawn level now. And Complexity are feeling the pinch on the CT side. The money's not going to allow them too many options in the round. P250, a single P250 and a flash on JT. I'm expecting something explosive on the CT side here. There'll be a pop flash into the water. It's a bit of a yin and yang effect though, because the Static have no interest.
Yeah, Complexity all over the place on the A bomb site, but ECSTATIC have gone B. So this should be another free round for the T side. kraghen's going to get the smoke down, which will debilitate the push for Complexity back into B. And Nodios, here comes a bit of stat padding for him. Very nicely done.
You take those. Now, Group. The only real investment from Complexity in this round also gets put to rest. So Static, they've worked themselves into a leading position now. Complexity finally have some money in the tank. They've been able to put Halzerk on that AWP. There's a pocket of NA fans in the crowd.
The irony is I'm pretty sure they're not from North America.
They're just nice people.
Well, at least Complexity has some fans today, because they certainly didn't have any yesterday against Greyhound.
There they are.
You guys can hold on to that one for tomorrow. We'll get to see Greyhound first thing in the morning. Hope to see you all here at 10 a.m.
I think it's 9, Jordan.
It does start at 9, but I don't know if everyone's allowed in at 9. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, kraghen's going to try and put some pressure on this B site. Allowed a little bit of a gap now. And, well, Halzerk's got some work to do, hasn't he?
He does indeed. Doesn't have to really worry too much about Dark just yet. That main push is premium. Halzerk shuts it down. Now USP in hand. He's getting a help from Floppy, who's controlling Dark. And that will at least allow the rotation in from FaNg as well. But Molly at Dark will end up meaning there's nothing for Floppy to do. Salazar with a crisp shot leaves FaNg solo to make this retake happen, and it's starting to get a bit problematic now for Complexity. CT side not quite coming together. Can FaNg produce anything? No, of course, is the answer. So 11 for ECSTATIC. Their T side has started to ramp up a little bit here, and it's leaving Complexity wondering.
Yeah, they definitely do have some searching to do. Maybe not soul searching just yet, but what they are searching for are some rounds, some economy, some stabilization. Static are not affording that whatsoever. You can see even that Molotov there to try and stem CT aggression. Just reduced the pistols though, Complexity. So really hoping that they can dismantle Static if they do try and contact play into B.
Phoenix all over it on the entry. Shots coming in the back of his head, though, are going to say goodbye to at least one ECSTATIC member.
That's enough to call the cancel. Party's over.
Yeah, it's a good rotation into A if ECSTATIC is opting to go in that direction. Only Floppy there at the moment. FaNg spotting mid. P250 could do damage. kraghen in particular down low, and maNkz is actually caught by JT. That's the retrieved AK coming into play, and this might be the round that Complexity have been looking for.
They can pick up a few more weapons for free. That's even better. And it looks as though the gamble they're going to take might be the right one.
Oh, look at this, inside the smoke. Complexity. Oh, they make it happen. A 2 for 2, that's good enough. And kraghen was too low. He couldn't get anything done. Big one to pick up for Complexity.
A massive, massive round for them. It puts them back on the map. They're allowed to pick up a few more weapons. It's a bit different, though. I actually don't think ECSTATIC are going to be ready for this, and I don't think many of us are either. They're going to go into that double AWP setup now. So Complexity are going to try and accompany Zerk with that secondary AWP now on FaNg. This could be a real spanner in the works for ECSTATIC, who have been relying on some slower methods.
Yeah, FaNg not showing his presence just yet. But he's creeping forward, and Salazar is watching. Salazar's been dangerous, but FaNg is stronger. That's a nasty shot. And Salazar will be kicking himself. He's been 16 and 9. He's been doing really well on this map.
He was posted up first.
Yeah, exactly. But can't make it happen here for ECSTATIC. Man, what is it about this event and close maps? Have we seen a single map end in single digits?
Do not believe so. I think it may have been a 16-9.
Maybe, yeah. Every best of 3 has gone to 3 maps as well.
Oh, okay. maNkz has the recycled AWP. He's done one better than his opposite number. Floppy, he's going to also recycle. Actually didn't pick up the AWP in the end.
Oh, good shot.
Grim has found an opening.
Yeah, Grim's looked dangerous with the rifle in hand.
He's just pressuring ECSTATIC. They're sort of torn, aren't they? Which way do they need to look? They're not expecting CT re-aggression.
Nodios is going to try and go through this smoke. Time not really looking too fantastic. That is a very nicely timed smoke from ECSTATIC. Almost baited Complexity, but in the end, the shots connect anyway. And Complexity will equalize again.
They're really dragging themselves back into the contest here, aren't they? And a momentary reprieve for them as well. They've earned themselves this. They've actually pushed ECSTATIC's economy almost back to starting point. So they're looking very solid, aren't they? There's nothing necessarily particularly fancy or teamwork oriented about the way that they're holding the site, but they're just rolling off one another. Phoenix looking for the off angle to maybe try and decapitate FaNg.
Yeah,
FaNg's not hanging around.
Not sure that he's going to be able to find too much there, unfortunately, but it's a nice thought. Well, Complexity are happy to just sit back in their sights here, really. The only information gathering happening is JT taking a look into canals. Not able to draw out a peek with those shots either. And eventually his patience is rewarded by lots of info and a few potential frags here as well. He's got a teammate to help him out who maybe is just trying to steal all the eco frags away.
Wow.
Grim gets it done.
Grim with his M4 has been squeaky clean, hasn't he? He's been the real cleanup crew for Complexity. Mop it, bucket, you name it.
Mop it, bucket.
Yep.
That's some of your finest work, Jim.
Look, I'm on Mac levels of fine work. Bit of early pressure towards B. The contest for mid rages on. Complexity.
Is that a push in mid?
Yeah, this
FaNg?
is very aggressive.
He's got the MP9. He wants to make it work. They're going to hear all that. They're right underneath Complexity. But kraghen has perhaps not got the memo. maNkz at least will catch Grim, and that's actually a big opener. It's going to allow the B site for ECSTATIC.
Yeah, Complexity have got their work cut out for them now. They've got the utility to do it.
maNkz, oh, nice shot onto JT. Floppy responds. But of course, across the board, ECSTATIC have got a really strong post plant. And so FaNg, we might have a crack at this one. Oh. Needed a clean shot onto Salazar as well. Won't get it. ECSTATIC keeping this one tight. Am I sensing OT?
Oh, don't you dare.
ECSTATIC have already played an OT this morning.
That they have, and I think, you know, as they said on the desk, is fatigue going to be a factor?
Tell you what, fatigue's a factor for me, and I wasn't even in as early as ECSTATIC was, so... See how we go.
I mean, you would suspect the longer this series goes, the less ECSTATIC have in terms of energy in the bank. Oh, JT and Floppy, they aggress through. Don't quite find what they're after. They don't stick around for too much longer either. But we're seeing this heads-up play from Complexity, trying to create some space early on, but have they left the door open?
Oh, maNkz. Again, a nice clean entry, 23 and 18. He's quietly putting together a good map. Utility to respond from Complexity, but it doesn't do enough to get any kills. Just some chip damage, really. ECSTATIC are again into the bomb site, and Complexity seriously have to think about saving. He can't be retaking here with a double AWP.
No, it's just not going to work. The angles that you have to try and dismantle in this site is never going to work for them, so... They need to be competitive in the critical rounds of this game, and those rounds are the ones to follow. So let's just see what they're able to produce in the next round. But a double AWP setup. ECSTATIC is starting to work things out. They managed to negate the fact that they are running a double AWP setup. These faster, aggressive players are actually catching Complexity off guard. So you saw the aggression through connector into water. maNkz realizes that there's a timing opportunity there, and he's essentially the pincer on that B bomb site. Grim, he was left on his lonesome. There was a lot of work to do for him. He's been fantastic, but there's only one position for him to play.
Another tag timeout for Complexity. Still a bit of time left in this map. Still hanging in the balance. But Complexity running out of options. Got to make it happen in the next round or two. Otherwise, ECSTATIC will secure their map choice of Anubis.
That would prove bountiful for them in this series.
$2.4K loss bonus Complexity. Don't have too much money in the back pocket if they lose here. We're looking at 15 for ECSTATIC. And they would be very happy about that. Salazar wants to get aggressive with that AWP. Holzerk. No, it's FaNg even with a second AWP. Putting it together right now on the A bomb site. And maNkz and kraghen into B. Get that bomb plant down. They've lost numbers, but maNkz is just stepping up. Something fantastic for ECSTATIC right now. Holzerk, awkward position to play from with the AWP. Forced away by the Molotov, and Complexity are really struggling now.
Well, he's got the money situation of his teammates in the back of his mind, but that round was won and lost on the back of AWPs.
Indeed. 2 kills, 3 kills for FaNg rather, with the AWP.
maNkz has done a fantastic job of recycling that once it goes down.
Yeah, and maNkz picks up, I believe, 2. So, ECSTATIC to 14, but looking at the money here for Complexity, maybe they'll get 15.
No, kraghen doesn't try and press too much further for that. So it's back to the drawing board here for Complexity. As you said, that loss bonus is not anywhere near substantial enough for them to have options in this round. I feel like maNkz is just in the zone this map.
He is. He's been a nut on the T side.
Absolute menace.
He's going to go again. He's keen, he's confident, and ready to get those entries into the B bomb site. maNkz only the 1-for-1 this time. But gives ECSTATIC a bit of space, and they're going to try to work that. All the util getting tossed in again from the T side. JT behind the smoke. But it's Floppy this time to strike. The Deagles coming together for Complexity. Hasn't quite done enough to get exciting.
FaNg's just not quite there in time.
He's found the timing onto Nodios, but hasn't landed the shots. Oh dear. Well, 15 up for ECSTATIC. We talked about it. It was going to be a tough round for Complexity to get through. Now they have to win 3 on the trot to secure OT. ECSTATIC having flashbacks of their earlier overtimes. They just want to get it done here and now, and then focus on overpass.
Yeah, they don't want to fall victim to, I guess, perhaps a compromised mental position. But let's just see. They've got all the tools at their disposal. Complexity, they're the ones that have got to search for answers, and they're going to try and find those answers on the back of the double AWP once again. There's only one kit. Floppy is going to be critical. So keep an eye on that as this round plays out.
Where's FaNg going? That's my question. He has been a difficult player to get past for ECSTATIC when he's had that secondary AWP.
Oh.
Currently in mid. Bit of info being gathered there by Complexity on B main.
Some key pieces of utility already paying dividends here. That's a great flash. That's opening up.
Nodios and maNkz looking to scale their way into dark, and Crown's there as well to assist. So ECSTATIC have made their inroads into the B-bomb site. Plan to go down.
The double AWP retake. That kit is down in the dark. Keep that in mind.
Double AWP retake, guys. I'm not so sure about this one. They're going to have to go for it. But they don't have a lot of time left to work with. You talked about Floppy having the kit. That'll be somewhere around the site, but maybe it doesn't even get used. Salazar finds Hallzerk. FaNg, the last alive, and ECSTATIC. It looks like it's a sure thing now to make their way through with map 1 in the back pocket. FaNg cannot do anything, and 16 is secured. ECSTATIC take Anubis, and Complexity will have to default back to overpass then to win this series.
Yeah, unfortunately for Complexity, they were out of options there. Double AWP retake on that site is almost impossible.